related the liberty of asking a question?
Yeah.
In fact, I think when I was reading your introduction, I found some similarities in our educational background and also a change. I mean, from eco and probably earlier you might have gone into management. Which is
I didn't know management.
Anyway, and I somehow came here to Almora, and not because of plan to come here, but sometimes things happen in life. And got involved in this environmental idea or some principle, which I can apply to very mundane and conflicts in my life. So one thing is that he was an environmentalist, you said. One of the major issues in rural Uttarakhand is this wild animals, human conflict, particularly the damage that is being done to agriculture. If you talk to any woman here in the rural villages. Yet, what little I read from Gandhi, I got one quote that he put, but as you said, he changed, so I don't know what later, in 1928 or something, that he was, if animals, and particularly I think it was in the context of monkeys, if they harm human beings, then he put human beings above dogs. But now the current environmentalism is that conservation and, for example, it happens every so often in the newspapers. But recently there was a case that leopard picked up a small baby from the village angan. The DM and the DFO went there to express their condolences to the mother, but they could not do anything because to kill that leopard, it has to go to it has first to kill 5 human beings before it will be declared a leopard or manager, and then you can. Now I find this very, but you see, most of my class of people, I have a conflict with them. Okay, they, oh no, conservation is more important, and you must, you are working in an environment. So Gandhi ji kya kehte hain?
Gandhi, he talked about these things. You're right. In fact, he would not have, for example, he talked about a rabid dog. He was living in Ahmedabad, and in Ahmedabad there were dogs with rabies, and they would come into the compound. And Ahmedabad was a Jain city, so Jains, and they funded him also, and Jains were obsessed with this, non-violence. But he said that the dogs must be killed. And the Jains stopped funding him.
We have the DM, and I think they have cases where the number of anti-rabic injections being given in the hospital is 30-40 every day. So just imagine. But they can do nothing because
of the dog-loving lobby.
Dog-loving, animal-loving.
No, Gandhi was clear on this. There's a long description of book where he said, either every dog must have an identified owner with a collar and a number. In Lalit ka Gota is number 434. Otherwise, he would say, kill it. Because he was willing to risk the funding of his Jains for that. So on that, you're absolutely right. When it came to humans versus animals, the human life was more precious to him than animals.
But that is not the discourse. I mean, we quote Gandhi as an environmentalist.
The second thing, of course, is ways which is beyond individual suffering, beyond this a child being taken away by a leopard. Beyond that, there is an issue of how do we move away from an authoritarian top-down model of wildlife conservation to more participation, more inclusiveness. That's a separate issue on which people like Madhav Gandhi have written. But that also, I think, needs to be talked about. But on the issue of, ahimsa, or when it came to killing human beings, Gandhi was clear. Even there, he later in his life, he said when Pakistan attacked us, he supported the army. But within India, no use of arms. No use of arms within India. But when it came to animals, if animals were a danger, clear danger to human life, Gandhi said this must be regulated. He's on record.
Yeah, I know, but the present conservation. Anyway, I'm sure they face this issue every day. No?
About 20, 30 years ago, when I joined this NGO sector, I could see many people who believed in Gandhian values and they believed in Gram Swaraj and they led a life which relied on Gandhian principles and all. But the younger generation, they don't want to join the cadre now. Why do you think this is happening?
So I think it's possible that there's some mistakes made by the Gandhian movement. I think at Gandhi, you see, not everyone can live like a Gandhian. Right. And Gandhi himself made a difference between those in the ashram and those outside. He didn't tell Patel and Nehru not to have a nice meal once in a while if they wanted. So I think sometimes Gandhians have become too purist, too dogmatic. But I think some aspects of it, as I said, caste and gender distinctions, the fact that these persist, the fact that mistrust between Hindus and Muslims persist, the fact that we don't recognize the pervasive environmental crisis, and the fact that those in power and authority are not transparent and are open to criticism. These are aspects of Gandhi, that should still be with us. Not everyone should wear khadi. I'm not a Gandhian. I have many non-Gandhian habits. So the only Gandhian habit I have is I'm always on time. Actually, two. I'm always on time and I always answer a letter. I get many fewer letters than Gandhi, and I don't have a secretary like he did, but still. But I might enjoy a glass of whiskey once in a while. Or I'm not a big consumerist, but so I think this kind of fetish of Gandhian lifestyle. Sometimes the orthodox Gandhians, and rather than taking the values that Gandhi took for, rather than making a fetish of, I think actually I'll give you an example. I have a young friend who's not a Gandhian, but he is totally cyber ki baat bhi na, cyber crime chhodiye, but this is linked to Gandhi. I have several friends, not just young, who are totally opposed to the cell phone. And they mock anyone who uses the cell phone. So I told them, I said, look, Gandhi would not have been like this. Look, we live in a world today in India, this is a very good recent book by a young scholar in Ahmedabad. It's called India Moving. The fact that maybe 1/3 of Indians, or maybe half of Indians, don't live anywhere near their native village. Gram Swaraj is a totally backdated concept. You cannot have Gram Swaraj. Everyone integrated. And I told this, he was making a big, he was an environmentalist, and he was giving a lecture saying, I know you people, all you people with your cell phones. So I got up, I said, talking to, what about this poor, construction laborer in Bangalore? I mean, he has come from UP. If his mother is dying, shouldn't he know and go at once? What is your objection to the cell phone? Right. So the Gandhians have made a fetish of such things. Right. You have to wear khadi. You can't do this. You can't have a cell phone. Now, I think this is, it's the other extreme of consumerism. Right. There are some ways in which modern technology can help you, can eliminate suffering, and I think those should be incorporated. So but I'd say, in my view, in my view, it's not those values that Gandhi shared with his colleagues in the freedom movement. Interfaith harmony, promoting equality, transparency, civility. Civility. The fact that he was so courteous and civil in all that he did. His language is incredibly even-tempered. Very rarely, only once or twice, the only time in the 1,000 pages of my book, you will find there are 1 or 2 cases in which Gandhi writes an angry letter and one line. Because something has happened, it's a terrible riot and so on. So I think those are the ways in which we don't have to follow him blindly and dogmatically. That would be a problem.